Welcome, Scorpio, to your summer solstice deep dive video for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. On June the 21st, a huge energetic reset occurs in the heavens. It's when the sun moves into the nurturing sign of Cancer, but it also ushers in cardinal quadrant 2, the second 13-week segment of the overall Western tropical astrological year, which I practice and begins each year with the vernal equinox. I'm going to unpack this for you from a purely Scorpio viewpoint. And by the end of the video, you'll have a clear picture of what's upcoming over these next 3 months in terms of your energy, work, relationships, or finances. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundell. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. But please also click or tap the bell notification symbol. So on the screen, Scorpio, is your event chart, and there's the sun. Cancer is a complex sign. It has a reputation being very caring, very protective, very security orientated, but it is a leader sign. And also, cancers can be tough, very tenacious. But for you, it's the ninth house. And the big energy switch for you personally is not completely away from the sign of Gemini, but there is a shift because Gemini is a very logical sign, very changeable, and it may have created a lot of intensity of late, particularly with that new moon and Uranus being in the sign at the time of the new moon for the first time in 77 years. But the eighth house can be about transformations. It can also be about endings. It can also be about where something's got so intense and bogged down and political that we want to free ourselves from it. And that is what I feel this will feel like. It will be a shift of energy which helps you to just feel more liberated. So if you have come to an end in a job, a relationship, a friendship, you've reset your approach to your long-term finances in a bit of a different way, the overwhelming energy can be one of relief and release. And it's intriguing because Chiron has just moved into your sector of relating. If you have let go of a relationship, Chiron's link to the sun is exact, and the seventh, ninth house energy, perfect for coming to terms with your newfound freedom. But Jupiter, the planet of freedom, and Mercury, the planet, can be very much to do together around travel, the ticketing, the arrangements, the scheduling. They're in a fabulous conjunction with your traditional ruler, Mars. And if you are enjoying a relationship with someone, it's going from strength to strength. Might want to be a lot more spontaneous with one another and actually head off somewhere completely different, and that actually can add even more spice and flavor to the involvement. The other thing to tell you is the moon, the ruler of the sign of Cancer, is also forging a fantastic link to Mars and a very strong link to Jupiter and Mercury as well. So your collaborations, your connections where you can be assertive, where you can be yourself, but also where you can be optimistic and also outline schemes that are very imaginative. They could be to do with buying and selling. They could be to do with something overseas. Maybe you're thinking of a new mode of transport. You may be thinking of a new course or training program, or maybe providing those services in a sparkling way yourself. But you're going to feel that you're going from all this electric energy, which may have been exhausted, into a much freer period of the year and over these next 3 months. Also, Venus, the planet of charm, but money, is in a very prominent part of your chart, forging great links with Uranus, great link with Neptune, and an intriguing link with your modern ruler of Pluto. So, what's that about in its relationship with Saturn? Well, I think again, if there are obligations or responsibilities you've had, and this may go back to the job situation, which are not really making you very happy. Venus gives you the ability to cultivate some new contacts professionally and move on from something you're not enjoying. The only thing I would say, Scorpio, is the Sun is squaring with Neptune, and that ninth, sixth house energy is one to watch because the ninth house can be very idealistic in a way. It's wanted to be carefree. And we all know that there are certain obligations we do have to fulfill. And if you stop doing that in a punctual and timely way, that could actually affect your reputation and may be counterproductive. It's also true to say that the very electric energy of Uranus, which has been showing up with the Sun in Gemini, is not at an end. Uranus is still clashing with the nodal axis quite badly. And if there is still a relationship you're in and you're trying to decode the complexity of it, that could be an ongoing strand. And yet the sun links very well to the nodal axis. So if you're speaking the same language, if you like, the love language, or you have the same values, or you're interested in the same topics, I think that's a great way to unify you with someone new. What about that complex opposition between Venus and Pluto? Well, Venus is in a part of your chart which could see you have some important conversations with someone quite influential. And just be sure that in terms of how it feels, however it's presented to you might be quite flattering or charming. Make sure that it feels right in terms of your emotional well-being. Also, it's true to say that if you are wanting to travel anywhere, Mercury is in its pre-retrograde shadow now. And as much as there's lots of supportive energy on this event, do check the details in a very precise way. I'm going to summarize those four areas of vitality, work, relationships, and finances next, Scorpio. But I have reduced the price of my personal horoscope reports. For many years, it was buy two, get 30% off. Now it's buy one and get three, three for the price of one. It is proving very, very popular. The reason I'm doing this is because I know the cost of living is impacting people, and I want to make the charts as accessible as possible. So the one you pay for is your life roadmap report. Please see below for more. You get free your 12 months transit, but also your draconic soul karmic analysis. The life roadmap helps us to understand the patterns that are playing out in our lives, the forecast when to make our moves, and draconic helps to look at life, astrology, and ourselves in a different and very, very powerful way. As I say, please see below for more. If you've yet to watch your Jupiter, pardon me, Jupiter No More Blockages video, please check that out by clicking on the eye on the screen, or indeed your Gemini new moon forecast. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, it'd be an absolute pleasure. Please see the link below. And if you've yet to sign up for your free daily written horoscope, find your device each morning for your early day celestial pit stop, please see that below too as well. As far as energy is concerned, with Saturn and Neptune in that sixth house, if you are being too obligatory towards other people, your energy probably won't improve. So one of the things these freedom-loving players are asking you to do is to create more space, but also be responsible about the things you know you need to do. So it's all about a balance. If something is out of alignment, your energy will continue to be lower. When it comes to your relationships, the fact that Chiron has moved into that seventh house is really encouraging you to work on any blockages you may have. It's linked to the sun in the ninth house. Would be great if you wanted to talk to a life coach, a counselor, or a therapist to help you to understand the context of a past relationship that maybe didn't work out and free yourself to the potential to mix with someone new. And it could be someone from a completely different background that does appeal to you. If you're in a pretty good relationship, I think you could be finding yourselves traveling together. If you're footloose and fancy free and you're vacationing or holidaying, you could have a hot romance, particularly with Mars in that seventh house in a fabulous link to Jupiter, which is very much about wandering freely. When it comes to finances, Uranus being in that eighth house, challenging the nodal axis is saying when it comes to being more speculative with your resources, I would be cautious. However, if you are wanting to apply for a new job, your knowledge or the qualifications you have could be important to your success, but I think it's going to be your people skills that's most important. But if someone's trying to flatter you or charm you into a position, make sure with Pluto's heart, you're really checking out what the true motive is. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Scorpio. All the best and see you again soon.